a lot of money that is being lost on Wall Street and a lot of money that is being won, you could say, on Wall Street. And it all has to do with a Reddit subgroup called Wall Street Bets. Charles, I got to say, this is revolutionary. You've got this insurgency going on with normies who are now beating these huge hedge fund guys betting on failing companies. It's unbelievable. Derek knows all about this. So Derek, explain this.
I've never seen anything like it. So it all started with this company, GameStop, which sells physical games, little CDs that you play on your PlayStation. The company was failing. It was in financial straits because no one buys the CDs anymore. They download the games. So a bunch of savvy investors, big hedge funds, bet against the company. They shorted the stock. And when they did this, they had to borrow shares, essentially. So what this group of Redditors did was, we can drive up the stock. We will buy into this loser company that is not doing well and force those big hedge funds to actually cover those calls. And to cover them, the hedge funds have to buy the stock as it goes up. As their bet gets worse and worse, these guys on Reddit, the army of Reddit people, are getting richer and richer. One guy made a $50,000 bet on GameStop, and he's turned it into around $50 million now. It's unbelievable.
So Derek, so my understanding of this is that the hedge fund people are betting on the stock going down so they can get it for nothing, but they have to pay for it, and instead the stock's going up and they have to pay for it.
Right. That's exactly right. They're betting on it to go down, but when the stock goes up, their bet to go down gets worse, so they got to get out of it. So they buy on the upswing, and that drives the price even higher. So they're caught in this loop of sending the stock price further and further away from where they need it to go, and the hedge funds are cratering. A lot of them are going to go bankrupt.
The big guys lose money, the normies winning big. I got to tell you, it's really fascinating. And the guy who actually started that Reddit subgroup is Jamie Rogozinski. I guess you could call him sort of the Dr. Frankenstein. And the subreddit group is Frankenstein that is taking on Wall Street. And he is joining us right now to talk about this incredible development. Jamie.
Hey, Jamie.
Welcome to TMZ Live.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Hey, you are causing a commotion, man. You are the man. I mean, everybody is scratching their heads right now. Wall Street has been turned upside down by this. What I want to know going into this is, when you created this forum, what was your MO? What were you trying to accomplish there? Was it this?
No, absolutely not. When I created the forum back in 2012, I was really looking for a community, for a place for people to talk about high-risk trades in an unapologetic way, for being able to make some short-term money with some disposable income, and using Wall Street as a means to do that. The progression of Wall Street bets throughout the years has been nothing short of amazing, along with changes in the overall Wall Street, if we want to call it that, with the advent of these new low-cost brokers with low barriers to entry. A lot of people pouring into Wall Street that didn't used to participate before.
To me, this is kind of Wall Street meets GoFundMe, that you've got these people who are saying, oh, I find the struggling business, and even though these big hedge fund people are betting against it, we're going to go the opposite way. Does this feel like an Occupy Wall Street kind of thing to you?
I sent the tweet about that last night because it did kind of give me the feeling that they are taking a different approach to Occupy Wall Street. Instead of trying to beat them, they've joined them, and they've done it effectively. Previously, if you wanted to have a seat at the biggest poker table in the world on Wall Street, you needed to work with one of these large funds or one of these big names. And if you wanted to just trade from home on your own, you'd just be not even a grain in the sand. But what we're seeing now is this collective mass where they're organized in a way that they have forced their way into this poker table, and they are effectively outplaying some of these big players, which is just fascinating to watch. There's certainly an element of satisfaction in the way that people are taking control of what they want to do, and they're doing it in a way that's fun.
What did you think of Elon Musk jumping into the fray and kind of sticking it to the hedge fund managers?
Elon Musk is an absolute wonderful CEO. I think that part of the reason why he's also been a subject of these so-called meme stocks is because of his personality and his ability to be vocal on Twitter without a filter. Certainly is up his alley as far as what's taking place right now. He's not a fan of the establishment, and he's had his own issues with the establishment, and I think that he likes to see these stories where the little guys end up on top. So I think it was wonderful to see his support.
Okay, so I need you to put a slightly different hat on right now, because I'm sure there are a lot of people in this country right now who are thinking, oh my God, I can make $50 million, because you hear about these guys that are making this crazy amount of money. There are perils to jumping into this, aren't there?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a casino. Don't make any mistake about it. What these guys are doing is that they're putting all their money on black, and they're just taking these insanely leveraged trades and making a ton of money with it. But a lot of people lose money. In fact, historically, most people end up losing money. What you're seeing right now is just, obviously, it's easier to see these headlines of people making a few $1,000s into several $1 million, but it's obviously risky. To that same extent, I give more credit where credit is due. I think people know what they're doing. When you're going into it's not even fair to call it an investment. It's called a bet. They're using stock options that expire in a few days. There's no way you can justify that as any kind of a long-term strategy. So anyone that's coming into this is, I believe they know that they're buying scratch-off lottery tickets, and just turns out that a lot of people are winning.
What they're doing, this is a group of people who are operating basically with the principle of strength in numbers, but there's nothing illegal happening here, right? This is all, they're just trading like anybody else.
I can't answer that. I'm not an expert, but they usually need to go after a person. This is a group of people that are collectively just deciding to buy stuff. Nobody's lying, or nobody's making up any excuse as to why. If I were still a moderator on Wall Street Bets, I'd probably be concerned if I was personally involved in some of these trades. But then again, I have no idea. I know for myself that I'm just enjoying it.
It is going to be interesting to see how it plays out. Though, I never thought of this as illegal. To me, it's kind of like at a Las Vegas casino when, the house usually wins, and all of a sudden some guy comes in and says, oh, I can memorize cards. And it's not illegal, but it's something they didn't plan on. So they start excluding these people that figure out ways of gaming the system. But Harvey, at the casino, they have big guys who come in and remove you. The stock market needs, that's what a lot of them are looking for.
Well, that's next level analogy, because they're actually able to influence the outcome of the bet. If you're trying to bet on sports or on horse races, whatever, you can do this type of thing without any problem. The people that are betting don't have any influence on the outcome. That's not quite the same here, and that's why I do like your casino, your card counting example.
Well, Jamie, you have written all about this in a way I think that really would break it down for people who are curious. Your book is called Wall Street Bets: How Boomers Made the World's Biggest Casino for Millennials. And that casino would be the stock market. And it's got to be a very interesting read. Well, Jamie, hold on. Before you leave, Jamie, we have to ask, are you offended by Charles's analogy of calling you Dr. Frankenstein?
Not at all, to be honest with you. I've been called all sorts of different things. That's one of the more tame.
we love having you on. It's so interesting, man. This is fascinating. Yeah. Thanks, Jamie.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it. It's